We need energy. How do we use energy? We use energy all day long without thinking about it. Sophie and her mom are practicing math on a tablet. Tablets need energy or power to work. This tablet runs on a battery that has been charged with electricity. This blender also needs energy to work. It is plugged into an electrical outlet. Electricity helps us run many things around the house. Refrigerators, televisions, and lights all use electricity. Gasoline is another type of energy. Most cars use gasoline to help us get places. Take a moment to think of one way you've used energy today. Need help? You are using energy right now to watch this video.
Electricity. Electricity is the energy that flows through wires and makes lights and machines work. Energy. It takes a lot of energy to power all the computers in our school. Energy. Energy is power that is produced to make machines work or provide heat. It takes a lot of energy to power all the computers in our school. What else at school uses energy?
Flows. When a liquid flows, it moves in a steady stream.
Haul. Dump trucks haul away big rocks. Haul. If you haul something heavy, you carry it. Dump trucks haul away big rocks. What heavy things can you haul? Power. Power is any kind of energy that can be used to make lights and machines work. Silent. The classroom was silent. Silent. Something that is silent is not making any sound. The classroom was silent. When do you like it to be silent?
Solar. The solar oven uses light from the sun to cook food. Solar. If something is solar, it is related to or caused by the sun. The solar oven uses light from the sun to cook food. Why might people want to use solar power?
Underground. Prairie dogs live underground. Underground. Something that is underground is beneath the surface of the earth. Prairie dogs live underground. Tell about another animal that lives underground.
Genre. Expository text. Pedal power. People produce energy when they ride bikes. Essential question. How do we use energy? Read about how people produce and use energy. What is energy? Energy is the ability to do work. Solar energy comes from the sun. It's a silent source of energy because it makes no sound. There is also energy that comes from wind and water. Did you know that energy can come from people too? When you pedal a bike, you produce energy. You use your legs to push the pedals. Your energy is transferred to the bike. This shift of power, or energy, makes the bike move. Now imagine riding your bike to create enough power to run a computer. Some students at one school did just that. They hopped on bikes connected to generators and pedaled in place. Soon, they were producing electricity. This energy is needed to run their laptop computers. Bicycle-powered energy. Here's how bicycle-powered energy works. When a student pedals the bike, the rear wheel spins. The wheel spins the generator. The generator produces electricity. As long as a student pedals the bicycle, electricity flows, or runs, through the generator. The electricity can be used right away. This energy can also be stored in a battery. It can be used later. Teachers can haul or carry laptop computers to the battery and plug them in for power. Bicycle generator, generator, battery, stand, rear wheel, pedal. Using bicycle-powered energy. People also exercise on bicycles and produce power in gyms. People create watts as they pedal. A watt is a unit for measuring power. Small devices, such as small televisions and fans, often use less than 100 watts per hour. These things can be run by bicycle-powered electricity. It would be a mistake to use pedal power to run a refrigerator, though. This large appliance often uses more than 700 watts per hour. The electricity for these machines comes from power lines overhead or underground. Pedal power is popping up in schools, gyms, and homes. What a fun way to provide electricity. Bicycle power can be used to power these appliances. Make connections. How can people use the electricity they produce from riding bikes? Tell about how you might use bike-powered electricity. Reread. As you read, you may come across words, facts, or explanations that are new to you. Stop and reread these parts to be sure you understand them. Find text evidence. After reading page 422 of Pedal Power, I wasn't sure how pedaling a bike makes electricity. I'll reread the page to find out. Bicycle-powered energy. Here's how bicycle-powered energy works. When a student pedals the bike, the rear wheel spins. The wheel spins the generator. The generator produces electricity. As long as the student pedals the bicycle, electricity flows, or runs, through the generator. The electricity can be used right away. This energy can also be stored in a battery. It can be used later. Teachers can haul or carry laptop computers to the battery and plug them in for power. I read that pedaling a bike makes the wheel spin. The wheel spins the generator, which turns the energy into electricity. Now I understand how a bike makes electricity.
Okay, you guys are going to be doing this next portion. Reread using bicycle-powered energy on page 423. Explain how electricity made from pedaling a bike can be used. So I'm going to go ahead and go to page 423, and then you guys can pause the video, and then you guys can discuss it in class. Explain how electricity made from pedaling a bike can be used. All right, once you guys are done with that, let's go ahead and go to author's purpose.
Author's purpose. Authors write to answer, explain, or describe. As you read, look for clues to the author's purpose. Find text evidence. As I read What is Energy on page 421 of Pedal Power, I'll look for clues that help me figure out the author's purpose. I'll write the clues in my chart. Graphic organizer. Clue. Author explains that energy can come from the sun, wind, water, and people.
So for your turn, you can continue reading the selection and fill in another clue. and the author's purpose for the graphic organizer. So it's up to your teacher if you guys want to fill this out on the whiteboard, or the teachers write it on the whiteboard. You guys can go back into the story, reread if you need to find another clue and to find the author's purpose. You guys can also just discuss in class. If you need to pause the video, you guys can do so now. All right, we have genre, vocabulary strategy, and then one more page.
Expository text. Pedal power is an expository text. Expository text gives facts and information about a topic, can include text features. Find text evidence. I can tell that pedal power is an expository text. It gives information about people using bicycles to produce energy. It also has text features. Text features. Subheadings tell what a section of text is about. A diagram shows how something works. The labels give the names of parts or tell about actions.
So if you look at this diagram and the labels, tell what information you learned. So you guys can discuss that in class. Pause the video if you need to.
Paragraph clues. You can use paragraph clues to figure out the meaning of a new word. Think about what you learned from the whole paragraph and use words you know to help you understand the new word. Find text evidence. To figure out what the word transferred means, I look at other sentences in the paragraph. Paragraph clues help me understand that transferred means moved from one place to another. You use your legs to push the pedals. Your energy is transferred to the bike. This shift of power or energy makes the bike move.
So I'm going to go ahead and go back to page 422 and 423. You're going to reread these paragraphs and tell what each of these words means using the paragraph clues. So you guys can pause as you need to reread the paragraph for the word stored. And then for appliance on page 423. Okay, last page.
Write about the text. I responded to the prompt, explain some ways people can use bicycle-powered energy. Use text evidence to support your answer. Facts. I used information from the selection to explain ways people make energy. Content words. I chose to include important words from the selection to support my ideas. Develop points. I chose specific details from the text to make my explanation clear. Bicycle-powered energy is great. When people ride bicycles, the energy in their legs makes the back wheel spin. The back wheel can turn a generator. The generator transfers the energy to a battery, or the energy can be used right away. The energy that comes from a bicycle can run a small television, a fan, and even a laptop. In the selection, students use bicycle power to run computers at their school. Using bicycles to charge computers sounds like a fun way to power up.
All right, guys, have a good rest of your day. Make sure you guys listen to your teacher.